So are you new to wholesaling real estate, or you just want to get started? Stay tuned and I'll tell you exactly what to do. Hey, what's up guys? My name is Graylan Stewart. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I am a virtual wholesaler, and I'm virtual in every sense of the word. My entire team is virtual. We don't have an office. We all work for our own homes, and we lock up deals over the phone all day, every day. So we do wholesaling nationwide, but I am, an actual real estate investor as well. So we do some fix and flips, some hotels, and also some buy and hold properties as well. And we started doing novations a few months back as well. But anyways, my channel is all about wholesaling real estate. So I get this question a lot between my DMs and the YouTube comments, and people even submitting comments on my website. People are always asking, how can they get started? Can they do this part-time? Can they get started while they still have a full-time job? All these questions come up pretty much on a day-to-day basis. So here's my answer. How you get started is really simple. There's so much information out there these days, even more than there was when I started 3 years ago. And even then there was quite a bit of content out there that I could, find my way. But in today's age, there's so much content on YouTube and on TikTok and on social media in general that can actually help you out. So what I would say is, first of all, don't watch too many different types of channels. I would say whoever you resonate with, whoever you kind of vibe with, and you kind of get a good feeling from, because everybody's personalities are different. And that's kind of how I got started. There was a lot of people out there that I could watch. But there were certain people that I just felt more comfortable with, just by the way that they presented themselves and their story and the whole thing. So that's what I would say. First of all, if you are going to consume content on YouTube, definitely if you vibe with me, great. Watch my channel. I've got over 200 videos right now that you could learn from. I tell you the 100% truth. I don't put any fluff on it. I don't tell you what I think you want to hear, and I don't tell you what you should hear. I just tell you the truth from real life experiences, because I've been doing this for a little over 3 years now, and this is what I do full time. I basically went full time from day one, so this is what I do all day, every day. So take my advice or not, I'm okay with that, and hopefully you can get some value from what I have to say, and if not, find somebody that you can. So that's what I would say. But to answer the question, how you get started, it's really easy, okay? The first thing you got to do, in my opinion, is get your mind right, okay? So mindset is a huge hurdle, I guess, for most people. For me, it wasn't. I think that we all have different things that hold us back, or different things that are just, I don't know what you want to call it, like stumps, I guess. But mindset seems to be probably the biggest thing. So mindset was always easy for me because I've always believed that I can do anything I want to do if I put my mind to it, right? I've always been that kind of person to where I see something that I want and I go get it, and I'll do anything it takes to make that happen. So that's just my personality, but a lot of people, mindset is the hardest thing, because you have to completely believe in something to be able to start doing it. But not only that, believe in yourself, believe that you do have the ability inside you. All you have to do is take action. So get your mind right, make sure that you're ready, and you have the belief that it's possible. Because I'm just a regular guy. Everybody you see out there doing this business are just regular people. So there's nothing special about us or anyone doing this business. The main difference is we believe that we can do it. We took consistent action to do it and made it happen. And that's really it. So if your mind is right, the next step is exactly what I just said, consistent action. So I talk about that a lot on my channel. taking action is a huge step, obviously, because if you're just learning forever and ever, analysis paralysis, everybody likes to call it that. And that's so true, though, because I know people, even today, when I first got started, I went to my first RIA meeting, over 3 years ago. I met some people there that were complete newbies, just like I was. And I've still came in contact with those people off and on over the last 3 years. And they're still in the same position they were 3 years ago, still not doing nothing, learning, going to meetups here and there and that kind of thing. And they're not really doing anything. It's analysis paralysis. They think they have to learn and know everything in the world before they can do anything. And that's not how you get ahead in life. That's not how you actually can start changing your life and doing things to get you where you want to go. Okay. It's just like walking. When you first start walking, obviously you're a little kid and you don't even think about that. But when you first start walking, you're not trying to figure out how to make all those things perfect and can I have the perfect steps? Are my feet completely straight? You don't even think about any of that stuff. You just do it, right? You just take action and you just start walking. You don't think about that along the way. But as time goes on, more practice every day, you get better at it. When you first start walking, you're stumbling and probably can only take a couple of steps and you fall, get back up and you try again. So wholesaling real estate is no different, really. Sure, you got to know the basic things. Obviously, you get a contract with a motivated seller and you want to try to sell that contract to a cash buyer, okay? And you're the middleman getting paid at closing. So if you have the basic concept down, in my opinion, you take action. But you do have to have the basics down. So I will say that for sure, because there's also the opposite end. The opposite of analysis paralysis is people that jump in too soon, like they literally just heard the word wholesale and real estate, and what I just said. Okay, you get a contract with a seller and you sell that contract to an end buyer and you get paid in the middle, and they go get started. So that's not the way to go either, because I do see newbie wholesalers all the time messing that up, because honestly, they're probably the ones that are muddying the waters for all the legit wholesalers out there that are actually doing this business, and they're probably the ones and the reasons that wholesaling is becoming illegal more and more in more states, because they don't know what they're doing. So you got to find that happy medium, I guess. I think taking action soon is important, but make sure you at least know how to do an ARV, okay? Because that's probably the most important step in wholesaling real estate, is knowing what the ARV is. Because if you have the ARV right and you can kind of guesstimate what repairs are, then you're probably not going to go wrong, okay? But that's the hardest part for some people, I think, is figuring out a good ARV and how to comp properties. And you can do that in a multitude of ways, and I've done several different videos on that on my channel. So if you want to search through, you can definitely find those. But ARV is the most important thing, because if you mess that up, everything else along the whole process is going to be messed up. And that's exactly why some wholesalers give the industry a bad name, because they lock deals up too high and they end up not being able to fulfill their obligations with the seller. And we don't ever want that. If we lock up a contract with a seller, you got to think about this. That's the biggest decision, and a lot of times biggest decisions of their lives, selling a house, right? Whether it was inherited or it's their personal house for years and years. Nevertheless, that's a huge decision, just to sell a property like that. It's a lot of times the only time somebody might sell a house in their lifetime, to people that we deal with, maybe 2 times, but typically it's the first time people have ever done that, and that's a huge decision. So we have to take that as wholesalers. We have to take that on as, I don't know what you want to call it, but just have high integrity, have your best intentions in mind. We're not vultures. We're not, trying to seek these people out to take advantage or anything like that. What we want to do is be problem solvers, okay? We want to solve their problem to make sure that they can actually get out from under that house and be happy with the money that they're getting from the sale of that property. But if we don't fulfill our obligations, meaning closing on the deal, then we're doing a big disservice to the seller, okay? And I know things happen, title work issues and that kind of thing. Or, we've all done it, where you make a mistake and maybe you did get it too high. But the sooner you know that you're not going to close, the sooner you need to tell them, just to make things a little bit easier, okay? But the goal in mind when you first lock up a contract, your goal is to close on that deal no matter what. That's our number one priority in my business. If we lock a deal up, we're going to close on it somehow, okay? Whether it's us, ourselves doing it, or we find an end buyer. That's why we typically don't lock things up if we know that we can't sell it. We won't even touch it. So I know there's a lot of companies out there that probably think the opposite of that. We could easily right now probably have 20 to 30 contracts every single month easily, but we pass on more deals than we actually lock up, and that's on purpose. Like I said, our goal is to close on every property, and that doesn't happen obviously when you're doing volume and you're doing a lot of deals. That's virtually impossible. But if they are falling through, 99% of the time it's because of title issues, or the deal just can't be closed for one form or whatever way. But it's not because we can't perform and can't get a buyer or whatever. Now that does happen on occasion. I'm not saying it never happens, but that's our goal. Like I said, we could get 20 to 30 contracts every single month easily right now, if we operated like probably most wholesaling businesses do. But like I said, our goal is to always close on the deal if possible, okay? If it's in our power, we're closing on it. So we always have, around 20 deals or so in escrow at all times. That doesn't mean we get 20 in a month, but we always have about 20 in escrow, because we usually give ourselves a couple of months to get these deals closed. We don't lock things up just for 30 days and try to get out, because this day and age, it's taken a long time just to do title work. Ever since the Corona stuff happened, people are understaffed. Title companies are one of the people understaffed, but when you're doing abstracts and the county and cities and all those things, it just takes more time these days. So anyways, but how you get started, okay? So you get your mind right, take action, and not just action but consistent action, okay? You got to do these things every day, okay? Every little step gets you closer to your goal, okay? You can't stop. You got to learn how to take a no, because you're going to get a ton of no's. You should welcome no's, because no's means you're one step closer to a yes, okay? You can't get to a yes without no's, I promise you that. So learn to like no's, because that is truly getting you closer to your goal, okay? So get as many no's as you can. When you're getting started, obviously you have to have a list of some sort, whether you're driving for dollars or you paid for a list, okay? Now, if you're brand new and you're really serious about this and you want to make this a business, you can do this. I don't care if you have an 80-hour-a-week job, or if you're not working at all, or if you work part-time. You can make time to do this. So we always make time for things that really matter to us, right? Just like your relationships, just like if you're in sports or whatever it is, whatever's important to you, you'll make time to make work, okay? And this is no different. If you want it bad enough, you can make time. So whatever that time is, whether that's an hour a day or 2 or 3 hours a day, whatever it is, stay committed. Do that hour every single day, or do that 2 or 3 hours every single day. Just taking that consistent action so that you can actually start getting deals, start changing your life. Because if you think about it, 3 or 4 deals in a year probably replaces your actual income right now. Our average deal is around 17 grand or so. So $17,000, and 3 or 4 of those, the average income is somewhere around 60 grand for a year for a whole household. So 3 or 4 deals actually replaces your income. So if that's true for you, take that consistent action to where you can start getting the deal. Eventually, you probably can get a deal a month. I mean, what would that do for you and your family and your mindset and your life in general? Just having money. Money's not everything. But money is necessary, right? It takes money to live in this world, and if you have a little bit more of it, it makes it a little bit easier to live. And I completely believe, like, whether you become a multimillionaire because of wholesaling or not, like I have, money doesn't change the person. It just brings out more of what that person already was, right? So if you were already giving and helping others, when you have more money, you're just going to be able to give and help others even more, right? But if you were a jerk and hoarded your money and do all these things, before you had none, and then you suddenly get some, that's not going to change either, right? So money is definitely not evil. It can just help you with your freedom. That's really what it is. Time. It buys time. Okay. So when you're getting started, back to that. I'm not trying to get sidetracked. Sorry. Okay. So mindset. Get your mind right. Know that you can do it. Know that it's possible. Take consistent action. Okay. Get whatever list that you have, however you can get a list. Start marketing to that list. Okay. Whether you're calling, texting, RVMs, direct mail, or if you want to do the other approach to where you have people calling you, that's when you get on TV or radio, or even the direct mail is really more along those lines. But as far as not having a list, TV, radio, pay-per-click, SEO, which is search engine optimization, that takes time, or Facebook ads, those things people start calling you. So whatever it is, get your phone ringing. Start taking seller calls, okay? The more people you talk to, the more comfortable you're going to get. Therefore, the more deals you're going to end up getting. So I actually had a question today. Somebody said, I just want to do 2 or 3 deals a month. I just want to make $25,000 a month. What steps should I take to be able to do that? And my answer is simple, really. You got to reverse engineer that, okay? So what you got to do first is get your first deal, okay? Once you get your first deal, you have a little bit of data that you can analyze, okay? So what I mean by reverse engineer that, okay, you got your first deal. So how many offers did I have to make to actually get that deal accepted, okay? And before that, how many actual interested leads did I have to get that one offer, okay? And then before that, how many actual just general leads did it take me to get this group of interested leads, okay? So you got your general leads and you got your interested leads. Then you got the ones that you're actually making offers on. Then you got the ones that are actually accepted. And then you got the ones that actually become a contract. Then out of those contracts, how many contracts did it take you to actually close a deal, okay? So if you reverse engineer that, okay, if that number's 1,000 to start with on your just general leads to get one deal, then obviously if you have 2,000 general leads, you'll get 2 deals, right? It's just math. So if you reverse engineer that and you want 2 or 3 a month, then you need 2,000 to 2,500 leads a month in this scenario to get your 2 or 3 deals, right? So anyways, that's kind of how you do that. But if you are serious about getting started, I've got 100% free training that I've done. I actually have done a 3-part training on my YouTube channel right here. And I actually combined all those 3 videos into one video. So I'm going to put a picture of it right here so you can look for this video and this thumbnail. It's literally a step-by-step on how to wholesale real estate from start to finish, from doing zero at all until where you're getting deals, okay? If you follow that and actually do that step-by-step, it's completely free. It's all broken down to you on one video to where you can actually go from nothing to actually doing deals. I promise you, if you follow that step-by-step, you will start doing deals. Plus, you've got a couple of 100 plus videos on my site, on my YouTube channel, that can also continue to help guide you and get you to where you want to go. So anyways, there it is. Hopefully that was some value to you. I appreciate you watching and stick around this long. Please definitely watch that video. It's about 1.5 hours long, but it's step by step. It's going to get you started to where you can start doing deals. Trust me, it'll change your life if you really follow it. But anyways, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'm cool with either one. Definitely subscribe if you've hung around this long, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot.